what I'll see is a lot of strategy.
The Kentucky Derby has always been the starting point of American horse racing's biggest season. Now it's primed to be the first leg of something much bigger. We thank you for joining us for Wave News at 11. I'm Jose Sosaya. Churchill Downs and the New York Racing Association are teaming up to make a brand new season-long championship. Wave News reporter Meredith Lee brings us those latest details tonight.
Yeah, what's already clear is that running in all 6 races of this new series may not be the point. The strategy of which horses run where could define who wins the whole thing. And that question is already reshaping how trainers think about the upcoming season.
This summer, Golden Tempo's trainer made a call that raised eyebrows, skipping the Preakness Stakes to give the Derby winner more time to recover. 2 weeks later, Golden Tempo won the Belmont. That decision is now a preview of what horse racing could look like under a new model. Churchill Downs Incorporated and the New York Racing Association announced Monday the creation of the Thoroughbred Championship Series, a 6-race season-long competition launching in 2027. Trainer Dale Roman says that kind of calculated rest, not overrunning horses, is exactly the strategy the series will reward.
That's where some strategy will come in. Which race are you going to take off? So you're primed and ready for the next race.
The series spans 5 months and 6 races, starting with the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs on May 1st, running through Belmont Park in Saratoga, and ending with a brand new championship race back here in Louisville in September. A $5 million prize pool rides on the final standings. Churchill Downs' CEO says the series is built around what today's sports fans are looking for.
They want stories that unfold over time. They want rivalries, standings, and meaningful competition that builds from one event to the next.
But one story is notably absent from the series, the Preakness Stakes. Churchill Downs tried to buy the Preakness brand earlier this year for $85 million. Maryland matched the offer and kept it. What that means for the future of the Preakness and the Triple Crown is not yet clear. Roman says he isn't focused on what's missing. He sees the series as a turning point for the sport.
It keeps people interested during the whole season, and we're going to have a lot of national coverage, and they'll be promoting the sport through the 6 races. They're big races, big purses, and I think it's going to be really good for racing.
Each race will be broadcast to a national television audience. The Churchill Downs races will air on Wave, while the New York races will air on Fox. Meredith Lee, Wave News.
Meredith, thanks. A big story to follow there. And business owners across Louisville say they are excited about the possibility of new races bringing even more tourists to town. For many restaurants, the week leading up to the Kentucky Derby is a boon of profits. The owner of Osteria Restaurant, for example, says Derby Week is a great opportunity to show customers from across the country and world what Louisville has to offer.
Derby's great. Let's go ahead and do another one like that all year round. I mean, it just gives an opportunity once again for people to come in July and September, experience our horse racing, experience our bourbon, and what's great for me is experience the culinary scene, because we have such an electric culinary scene.
Again, we know the 2 other races set in Louisville would happen in July and September. What still has to be determined are the exact dates and times.